Welcome to the Westcott Crochet channel and welcome to this balloon sleeve off shoulder top. This is another nice easy project where you can switch off your brain and just crochet away. If you like the look of this one, let me know with the like button. If you want to see more, do please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Any yarn recommending a 4mm hook will create a similar result. I used a 2.5, a 2.25 and a 5mm hook. I also used a tape measure, stitch markers and a yarn needle to weave in my ends. Working with a 2.5mm hook, I'm going to make a chain the length that I want the body section to be. I'm going to go for 70 chains. I have 70 chains. I'm going to chain one more to turn, not working into the turn chain, so second loop from my hook and single crochet. I'm going to work one single crochet in every loop from my chain all the way down for row 1. At the end of row 1, I'm going to chain one to turn, skipping that turn chain, so second stitch from the hook into the back loop only, 2 loops, that's the back one, single crochet, one in every back loop, all the way back down. It's 2 rows. From here, row 2 is on repeat until this section stretches all the way around my body. So this is the length. I'm building the width. It's going to take a while, probably on for about 120 rows. We're back when I'm done. I ended on 120 rows. I needed an even number for the join so that I can join seamlessly. I know I've worked an even number without counting because the start tail down at the bottom left and the hook is at the top right. Just to give you an idea how much this fabric stretches, I needed 96.5 centimetres to go around the widest part of my body. This panel measures 66 centimetres, so it stretches a fair bit. Now I just need to join them. I've set myself up to join the panel with the 2 good sides facing each other. I've got the start chain edge closest to me. There's just 1 loop to work on the start chain edge. Here's the finishing edge, which is furthest away from me, with the 2 loops from the row I've just worked. I'm going to work the remaining loop from the start chain and the back loop from the finish row. I've chained one at the end of the last row, I didn't cut my yarn. In through the start chain loop, in through the back loop of the finish row, yarn over and pull through everything to slip stitch. Same again with the next stitch, remaining loop, back loop, slip stitch. Keep your slip stitches nice and loose so that they don't distort and cause the seam to bow. So not loose that they're baggy, but not tight that they distorts. So I'm just going to do this all the way down. And at the end I can chain one and cut my yarn. There's the finished seam here on the inside, and again on the outside. Next, pop that to one side. Need to make 2 sleeves. I'm going to start by making a chain which goes all the way around the top of my arm, where the top of the sleeve is going to sit. I'm going to chain 50. Taking care not to twist my chain, I'm going to slip stitch into the first back loop on the chain. So into the loop, yarn over and pull through everything. And then I've got a loop. Into that same stitch that I just slip stitched into, I'm going to make a single crochet. I'm going to work one single crochet into every back loop all the way around. So making sure that I'm not twisted, I'm going to go into the first stitch for the next round. Oops. There we go. And single crochet. And then into that same stitch, I'm going to put a second single crochet. I'm going to do that the whole way around. So 2 stitches in each stitch. The end of that round, this is what I have. I don't know if you noticed, I didn't chain 1 to start the round and I didn't slip stitch to close the round. I'm just going to work continuous rounds for the sleeve. From here I'm going to take out my 2.5mm hook and go for a 5mm. So into that first stitch I'm going to put a half double crochet. It's a little bit tight because of the smaller stitches. Into the next stitch I'm going to put a double crochet. So I've just built up the slope. I'm going to go 1 double crochet into every stitch all the way around. That's the end of that round. I've got this. It's all frilly. So next I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to skip a stitch into the next one, double crochet. Chain 1, skip a stitch, double crochet. I'm going to do that all the way around, and then I'm going to keep going around in continuous circles until this sleeve reaches my elbow. So in case there's any confusion, figured I'd come back and just work the next round, or start the next round. So here I am back at the beginning. Here's my last double crochet on top of there. So I've still chain 1, and I put my next double crochet, skipping that chain 1, and the next one goes on top of the row before. Chain 1, skip the chain 1 space on top of the previous double crochet, and that's what I'm going to do the whole way round and round and round until I get to my elbow. I'm back. I've worked 13 rounds of this stitch pattern. It's known as net, so 13 rounds of net. I just marked the start point just as I was getting close to my length. Just from up from the tail end, just follow the line right up, and I put a little marker so I know when to stop. So for the next round, I'm going to still skip a stitch and double crochet on top of the previous round's double crochet, but I'm not going to chain one in between. So just straight in to each double crochet and pop one on top. And I'm going to do that all the way around. After that round, my sleeve is just starting to come back in on itself. I'm going to go around and do that exact thing again, just to pull it in even more. So again, still skipping a stitch and double crochet into the next one, no chain. So that's the second round without the chain one, and it's pulled in quite a bit more. I'm wanting this opening to be quite snug on my arm because it needs to push the sleeve up to form the balloon sleeve effect. So I've still got about 4 centimeters to play with, which is fine because I'm going to swap the hook size down again, which is going to bring it in even further. If I didn't have the extra space, if it was already at the circumference that I needed, I'd just keep going with the 5mm hook. But just for this next round, I'm going to start with a half double crochet. Oops, let's pull through everything there. And then I'm going to single crochet just to bring it back down. Then I'm going to single crochet all the way around. So that round of single crochet has actually pulled in a little bit more because the stitches are a little tighter because I'm not doing any kind of reduction stitch, so they're just naturally a bit tighter, a smaller stitch. So I swapped my hook 2.25 because I need to pull this in even further. So I'm going to go around now with a row of single crochet with the smaller hook. After the round with the smaller hook, I'm all set. That's the width that I need for my arm at the bottom. I'm going to keep going around with my smaller hook, just doing rounds of single crochet for about 5 rounds. If at this point I still needed to pull it in further, I would just work a couple of stitches together and reduce it in 2 or 3 times each round, just spacing them out. So in with my hook, pull through a loop, into the next stitch, pull through a loop, yarn over and pull through 3 loops to work 2 stitches together. And I'd just do that maybe 2 or 3 times on the round and keep checking and make sure that I'm not going too small. As it is, I'm all set. So I'm just going to put 1 stitch in each all the way around for 5 rounds. There's my 5 rows. I've just cut my yarn after the last stitch and then I pull that through and I'm going to thread it through my yarn needle. Now I'm going to take this end in through the next stitch, pull it round, and then into the last stitch, the back loop, pull it down, and then that just makes the edge neat so I don't have a slip stitch knot at the end. And then I'd just weave this through as you would normally with all of your ends and just tidy that away. That's the sleeve. Now I've got 2. I need to attach them. Going back to the body section, I'm going to work a round of single crochet along the top edge, and whilst doing so I'm going to attach my sleeves. So I just need to mark out where they want to go. I'm going to put a single crochet at the end of each row. Where I have ridges here, the stitch patterns formed ridges, that's 2 rows. So I'll have 2 stitches on each ridge. I'm going to attach my sleeve, roughly a third of it is going to be attached to this body section. So of my 50 stitches, I'm going to attach 18. So I need 18 stitches along this body section. That's going to be 9 ridges because there's 2 per ridge. All the way around my top, I have 60 ridges. So 30 marks the halfway point. I need 9 for the sleeve. That leaves me with 21. So I counted out 11 and I did a marker. That's where I start my sleeve. I then have 9 for the sleeve and I've got 10 at the back. So I'll do that on both sides. I'm ready to go. Starting at the back, I'm going to insert my hook, 2.5, into the seam at the back. On with a slip knot, pull that through, chain 1, just to secure that. And then I'm going to work a single crochet, as I said, all the way around. I'm going to work in my tail end whilst I'm doing so. So 1 at the end of each row. I'll come back when I get to the first stitch marker. Worked across the first marker. I'm just going to take that out because it's in the way now. I take up my first sleeve and I'm going to count 9 stitches across. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. That's the 9th stitch. I insert my hook into stitch number 9 and into the next stitch on the body. Yarn over, pull through a loop, yarn over, pull through to finish the single crochet. And I do that for every stitch for my 18. And that should have me over by the next stitch marker. Oops. So that's sleeve number 1 attached. That's what it looks like on the other side, underside. And just a row of single crochet attaching it along the top. So I'm going to keep going, single crochet all the way around, attach my second sleeve. I'll be back at this point. I've gone all the way around and I've attached 2 sleeves. I'm just going to keep going around and around with single crochet row all the way around. When I get to here, I'm going to just pick up in the stitch around the edge. I'm not going to cross this section, that's not going to be stitched anymore. So around this edge, all the way around, again around the outside edge and back. I'm not sure how many times yet, I'll let you know when I come back. Ended up working a total of 10 rows or 10 rounds on this top section. After 5 rounds, I tried it on and I felt it was a little bit baggy around the top here. So I worked a round of reductions, working 2 stitches together after every 14 stitches. So 15 and 16 work together. Work another 14 and 15 and 16 work together. Then I tried it on again and then I reduced again at every 20th and 21st stitch. And that got me the look that I wanted. So the trick is to just keep trying it on If it's too baggy, then just tighten it with a round of reductions. Just a reminder, to reduce, you just work the 2 stitches together, so in through the first, pull up a loop, in through the second, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through the 3 loops, and then just continue as normal until your next one. So just to finish off now, I'm going to cut my yarn, pull it through, and then I'm going to feed my hook through the next stitch, pull through a loop, in through the back loop, and pull it down. Whoops. Through there. Same as I did with the yarn needle, but I'm just doing it with the hook instead. And then I just weave that end in, along with all my other ends, and I'm finished. If you do all of that, you'll have one of these. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. A huge thank you to those who already have, and to everyone, thank you so much for watching today.